You won't believe who is really controlling reality right now. It sounds absurd, doesn't it? The idea that everything you believe, feel, or even decide may not truly be yours. This might sound like a conspiracy theory, but what if it's not? What if there are invisible forces shaping your reality, manipulating your thoughts, and trapping you in a routine that feels impossible to break? While you're trying to balance bills, dreams, and responsibilities, a greater reality remains hidden. Want to uncover what lies behind the veil? Stay with me, because this revelation will change everything. Since ancient times, texts and traditions have pointed to the existence of hidden forces that influence reality in ways we don't always perceive. These forces, known as archontic and Gnostic texts, are described as entities that control humanity through thoughts, beliefs, and structured systems. David Icke, a controversial author, brought this idea to the mainstream, suggesting that these forces create an illusion to keep us submissive. But think for a moment, why do so many religions, myths, and philosophies talk about something similar? It's no coincidence. These forces hide behind concepts of spirituality, esotericism, and occultism. If you've ever felt that something is out of place, you might be sensing this invisible manipulation. Think about your daily routine. How many of the decisions you make each day are truly yours? From what to eat to what to believe, many choices are already prepackaged. Does this sound familiar? Ancient Gnostics believed these forces use the human mind as a stage where thoughts and emotions were strategically controlled. Now think about the media. How many times have you believed something simply because you read or heard it somewhere? This is no coincidence, but an ancient tool of control. Looking at history, we see clear patterns. Governments, religions, and leaders have always used these systems to shape society. But what if these institutions are just puppets of something greater? This is where occultism comes in. The idea that certain symbols, rituals, and practices are used to influence masses without them realizing. For example, how many modern brands use esoteric symbols in their logos? What you consider fashion might be much more. Ask yourself, why is the all-seeing eye on currency bills? Is that just for aesthetics, or is there something deeper going on? To perceive this control, it's essential to develop critical awareness. Imagine your mind as a computer, and these forces are hackers invading your system. They install ideas and beliefs that you accept as your own. But just as antivirus software can block digital threats, spiritual practices like meditation can help you recognize these patterns. Try, for instance, starting and ending your day with 10 minutes of silence. The simple act of observing your thoughts without judgment can reveal external influences you didn't even know existed. The connection between spirituality, esotericism, and occultism is present in many ancient teachings, such as those of the Vedas or Kabbalah. These systems, far from being superstition, are tools for understanding reality beyond what appears obvious. For example, transcendental meditation, popularized in the West, has roots in these concepts. It teaches that the mind is like a lake, and most people live on its choppy surface. By diving deeper, you access a depth of knowledge that can free you from these manipulative forces. It's like adjusting the focus of a camera, revealing details that were once hidden. Have you ever heard of synchronicity? Carl Jung defined it as the occurrence of seemingly unrelated events that are filled with meaning. When we begin to notice these moments, it's as if the universe is giving us clues about the true nature of reality. The next time something strange happens, like thinking of someone and they call you, pause and reflect. This could be a tear in the veil, created by hidden forces. Recording these experiences in a journal can help identify patterns and increase your awareness. Recognizing these forces isn't enough. Action is required. Break free from the cycle of limiting beliefs that have been imposed on you. This takes courage and discipline, but the reward is immeasurable: sovereignty over your own reality. Start small. Question what you consume, from the news to what's on your plate. Read books like The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle or The Self-Aware Universe by Amit Goswami to expand your perspective. These works blend spirituality, science, and esotericism, providing practical tools to create a life that is truly yours. Now let's dive even deeper into this path. Waking up, having coffee, going to work, coming home, repeat. Have you ever stopped to think about how modern routines feel like a hamster wheel? The patterns we follow daily are not just habits, but carefully designed structures to keep us distracted from our true potential. Imagine a golden cage, beautiful, comfortable, but still a prison. The forces we discussed earlier use these patterns to obscure our spiritual essence and keep us away from any connection with esotericism or occultism. Repetition is the key to manipulation, and many don't even realize they are trapped in it. These repetitive patterns serve a purpose: to anesthetize the mind and neutralize questioning. Have you noticed how most people rarely reflect on why they do what they do? From the route to work to the choice of what to watch on TV, everything follows a script. The question is, who wrote this script? This lack of reflection keeps us away from self-knowledge and spirituality. A practical way to break free from this is by changing small habits. For example, try doing something different every day. Take a new route, talk to a stranger, or read something outside your comfort zone. Patterns don't just affect our daily lives, but also the way we see the world. Education, for example, teaches us what to think, but rarely how to think. This mold limits our creativity and distances us from fundamental questions. Who am I? What is my purpose? Such systems were designed to keep us focused on the surface and ignore the depth. Think about occultism, which is often dismissed as superstition. But what it truly does is question what lies beyond the visible. Isn't it time to start questioning too? Patterns also dictate our priorities. Money, status, and consumption seem to top the list. Is that by chance? Of course not. Those who control these patterns understand that the more focused we are on the material, the less time we have to explore our spirituality. A practical example: how many times do you skip doing something you truly love because you don't have time? This is a trap. Allocating small parts of your day to spiritual activities, like meditation or studying esoteric texts, can be transformative. This isn't wasting time. It's an investment in yourself. Another curious aspect of these patterns is how they create an illusion of security. Think about how comfortable routine can feel. But behind this stability, there's an invisible prison. For many, breaking out of this cycle seems risky, even scary. Why? Because we've been conditioned to fear the unknown. However, occultism teaches us that the unknown is where true transformation resides. If you want to start exploring, try something simple. Write down your intentions for the day. This helps break the automation and brings awareness to your actions. The key to escaping this cage is cultivating awareness. Start by observing your daily patterns as a spectator, almost as if you were watching a movie. Ask simple yet powerful questions. Why am I doing this? Does this really serve me? A real example: instead of just watching the news, analyze how it shapes your emotions and opinions. This practice of self-observation is one of the first steps on the spiritual journey. It's like opening a door to the hidden, not the supernatural, but what's concealed from your own perception. Breaking free from patterns requires continuous effort, but it is entirely possible. Start with small changes and gradually expand. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Books like The Way of the Wizard by Deepak Chopra or Liber Null and Psychonaut by Peter Carroll offer valuable insights into understanding how patterns shape reality and how to transcend them. In this way, you begin to transform a mundane routine into a path of discovery and expansion. And looking back, you'll realize that the small changes were what truly opened the greatest doors. Let's move forward and uncover the architects of this reality. Have you ever wondered who is truly in control? The so-called architects of reality are not familiar faces or obvious public figures. They operate behind the scenes, manipulating human thoughts, desires, and behaviors through tools like the media, money, and educational systems. These instruments, disguised as progress, are carefully designed to create a society of consumption and obedience. Think of marketing. It doesn't just sell products, but lifestyles. Behind it all is a system that fuels the desire for more, perpetuating an insatiable search. It's time to ask, who really benefits from this? The media, for example, is one of the most powerful tools of these architects. Think about how headlines influence emotions and shape narratives. This is no accident. News filled with fear, for instance, keeps people in a constant state of alertness, limiting their ability to think critically. The same happens with entertainment. While it seems harmless, it often reinforces patterns that perpetuate conformity. Want an example? Notice how many movies and TV shows promote the idea that success equals material wealth. By becoming aware of these subliminal messages, you begin to question what is reality and what is manipulation. Another central pillar in the architecture of reality is the financial system. Currency, debt, and consumption are not just parts of the economy. They are tools of control. From the design of banknotes to the concept of credit, everything was created to keep people trapped in an endless cycle of work and debt. How many times have you worked extra hours to pay for something you didn't really need? This dynamic distances us from spirituality and esotericism, limiting our vital energy to material accumulation. To break free from this trap, try minimalist practices. Reducing consumption can be a powerful way to regain control. Education is also an essential mechanism in this construction. The traditional system rarely encourages creativity or critical thinking, but teaches us to memorize and obey. This creates efficient workers, but not independent thinkers. Occultism, on the other hand, invites us to seek knowledge that goes beyond the conventional, exploring mysteries and hidden meanings. Want to expand your perspective? Try studying works like The Secret Doctrine by Helena Blavatsky. These texts offer a completely different view of human purpose and can help uncover the limits imposed by formal education. And what about technology? While it promises freedom and connection, it's also used to monitor, manipulate, and limit. Social media, algorithms, and ads shape behavior in ways we often don't even notice. A clear example is how you might mention something in conversation and then see it advertised on your phone. Coincidence? Certainly not. These platforms create a bubble of information that keeps people within certain patterns, making it harder to access different ideas. To fight this, consciously filter what you consume online and invest time in deeper, more enriching readings. These architects didn't create this structure on their own. It is the result of centuries of manipulation based on hidden knowledge. Yes, many of the principles used by these forces have roots in esoteric and spiritual practices, but they've been distorted to serve control, not liberation. Consider, for example, the use of symbols in large corporations. Many have origins in ancient traditions, but today they are used to reinforce consumerism. The good news? This same knowledge can be used to break these chains. By studying spirituality and esotericism, you can transform tools of manipulation into instruments of liberation. Breaking free from this architecture requires conscious effort. Start by identifying where you are most trapped: media, consumption, education, or technology. Then implement small changes. For example, disconnect from social media for a few hours a day or seek information outside traditional channels. Books like The World Made by Hand by John Michael Greer offer insights into how these structures were created and how we can escape them. Every step in this direction is a declaration of independence, allowing you to shape your own reality rather than living under someone else's rules. Now let's explore the signs that can expose these manipulations. Sometimes reality seems to crack. Unexplainable coincidences, unsettling déjà vus, or even those moments when everything seems to perfectly align. These are the cracks in the illusion. These fissures show us that the reality we know is only a fraction of the whole. Have you ever had the feeling that something bigger was at play? These moments aren't accidental, but invitations to question what lies beyond the obvious. It's as if the universe is waving at you, asking you to look closer and see what is truly hidden in the fine print. Coincidences are one of the most common examples of cracks in reality. Think about the last time you found an unexpected solution to a problem or bump into someone who changed the course of your day. These occurrences are encoded messages, small clues that the universe uses to awaken your attention. For example, you might be thinking about a number, and it keeps appearing repeatedly in license plates, times, or addresses. This is known in occultism as synchronicity. To understand it better, start noting down these coincidences in a journal. By reviewing them, you will notice patterns that were previously invisible. Déjà vu is another intriguing manifestation. That feeling that you've experienced something before, even though there's no logical explanation, challenges the idea that time is linear. In esotericism, this can be interpreted as a glimpse into other dimensions or even memories of past lives. Have you ever wondered why certain places or people seem strangely familiar? Perhaps your soul is connected to them in ways your conscious mind has yet to comprehend. Meditating on these experiences can bring profound insights, helping you decode what these cracks in the illusion are trying to reveal. Glitches in everyday life are also interesting signs. Objects that disappear and reappear in unexpected places, electronics that behave erratically, or even seeing something out of place like a bird frozen in midair. These events, as subtle as they may seem, can be signs that reality is not as solid as we believe. In occultism, This is interpreted as flaws in the web of illusion. To dive deeper, read The Divine Matrix by Greg Braden, which explores how human consciousness directly interacts with the fabric of reality. These cracks can also appear in dreams. Many spiritual cultures believe that the dream state is a bridge between the conscious and subconscious, where hidden truths are revealed. A common example is dreaming about situations that later happen in real life. Is this just a coincidence, or is it a reflection of your soul picking up something beyond time? Practice writing down your dreams as soon as you wake up. This habit will not only help you remember the details, but also interpret symbols and messages that may be echoing into your waking reality. These cracks also have a greater purpose. They encourage you to question. Why are we taught to ignore coincidences or to devalue sensations like déjà vu? The answer is simple. These experiences challenge the dominant materialistic paradigm. If everyone started to notice these flaws in the illusion, the control based on conformity and consumerism would be weakened. So pay attention. A good exercise is to meditate on a specific question and be mindful of the answers that come, whether in the form of thoughts, images, or even external events. This helps cultivate sensitivity to the invisible. Recognizing the cracks is only the beginning. The next step is to actively explore them. Try techniques like creative visualization or more advanced spiritual practices, such as astral projection or tarot. These tools, often associated with esotericism, allow you to navigate through these flaws in the illusion and understand what lies beyond the veil. Books like The Holographic Universe by Michael Talbot are great starting points to deepen this journey. Remember, every crack in the illusion is an opportunity to expand your consciousness and challenge what you thought you knew about reality. Now let's talk about how to break free from this programming once and for all. Breaking free from the programming that keeps us trapped is an act of courage and self-sovereignty. The first step is recognizing that you have more control over your life than you've been led to believe. The forces shaping reality rely on your distraction, but you don't have to play their game. Start by questioning your beliefs. Why do I believe this? Does this truly come from me, or was it imposed? This simple act of reflection is already a first step toward freedom. It's like removing a blindfold. The light may be uncomfortable at first, but soon you'll see more clearly. Breaking automated habits is also essential. Programming cannot sustain itself without routine, so altering the structure of your day can be revolutionary. Try something simple, swap coffee for morning meditation. Replace the news with a book on spirituality or esotericism, like The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. Not only does this interrupt the autopilot, but it also creates space for a new mindset. Small changes like these are seeds that grow to transform your entire perception of reality, breaking the invisible chains you didn't even know you were carrying. Another powerful tool for liberation is mindfulness. Being present in the moment reduces the impact of external programming. Imagine yourself in the middle of a discussion or conflict. Instead of reacting automatically, pause, breathe, and observe. This small interval allows you to act consciously, rather than being swept up by old patterns. To develop this skill, practices like mindfulness or yoga can be incredibly helpful. Both bring you into the now, where external control loses its power. These moments of presence help you regain your sovereignty, connecting you to the true power of your spiritual essence. Breaking the programming also requires the courage to challenge the systems that reinforce the illusion. This might involve leaving toxic environments, changing jobs, or even revisiting relationships that limit your growth. It may seem radical, but think about it. What good is it to stay in situations that reinforce limiting beliefs? A practical example will be setting clear boundaries with people or activities that drain your energy. This process may feel uncomfortable, but it is liberating. As you release what doesn't resonate with your truth, space is created for connections and experiences that align with your essence. Reprogramming the mind is another crucial step. This means replacing limiting beliefs with thoughts that promote expansion. Positive affirmations can be a simple yet powerful tool. For example, instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," replace it with, "I am capable of creating the life I desire." Another effective practice is visualization. Imagine yourself living the life of your dreams. In occultism, this technique is widely used to shape reality according to intention. Try dedicating 5 minutes of your day to visualize your most free and fulfilled version. Connecting with the spiritual and esoteric world is essential in this process. Meditation, tarot, or even simple rituals like lighting a candle with intention can help strengthen your awareness and your purpose. These practices are not superstition, they are transformative tools. For example, before sleeping, ask your subconscious, what do I need to understand to free myself? And observe the signs in dreams or through intuition. This connection with the invisible is what gives you the strength to challenge the visible. It's like having an internal compass that guides you even amid chaos. True freedom is gained step by step. Don't expect to break free from years of conditioning all at once, but celebrate every small victory along the way. Recognize the moments when you consciously choose, instead of reacting automatically. Books like The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield can be great allies to inspire your journey, showing how small shifts in perception could transform life. Remember, each conscious choice is a piece of the puzzle that forms your sovereignty. Now that you know the paths to freedom, what will you do with this knowledge? The choice is in your hands. Have you noticed how everything around you is designed to keep you trapped in a false reality? Now you have the tools to question, explore, and above all, transform your life. What are you waiting for to begin? Choose a practice that resonates with you, whether it's meditation, spiritual studies, or even a simple walk to reflect on your patterns. What's the next step you'll take to break free? Comment below with the keyword freedom to activate this intention in your life. And don't forget, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and continue this journey to uncover the mysteries of reality.